Hi everyone, this is Susan, and I'm here at my store studio, and this is my most recent painting. I just completed this. I have still going to put a fish on here, but in this video, I'm going to show you how I got to this stage here. Enjoy the video. It was really fun to create, and I believe it took me a total of about 3 hours. And then I didn't do it in the video, but a lot of the extra work I did in the hair, I used a Posca pen. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know if you do. Give me a thumbs up, and see you sometime in the future. Here we're getting started using a old painting that I had, and I'm going to start with my sketch, and I'll put my sketch onto the canvas. And sorry, my lips don't match up because the recording didn't record my voice, so I look like a dingbat. So we're going to start right here from where I had already sketched, and we'll go from here. Okay, I'm going to start a little different this time, and I'm going to start with the eyes. And I'm using Payne's Gray, a bit of white, just to color it in. And then this side too. Let's see. Make this a little lighter. Now I'm using acrylics, and they are forgiving. I'm putting on a thin layer to start with. And those of you that are used to seeing me paint, you know I go over it a lot. All right, I'm going to just, well, I don't usually do the eyes first, but I was watching an artist on YouTube who I absolutely love. He's amazing. He does portraits that are just gorgeous. And he's in Europe. His name is Alfie. And all right, I'm just gonna here. And I was cleaning up her nose here. That's why it looks like such a mess. So I'm going to just put a little bit on the end of her nose. That Payne's Gray. And I'll put some more Payne's Gray up here. Just okay. And here. See if we can just kind of block in some colors. It's a little darker underneath the eye. And here. I'm wondering. Okay, that works. Well, that side should have a little bit more shadow on it, I would imagine. Okay. It's just a little too dark, but we'll end up going over it anyway. Figure out where the highlights are here. And they're here. I'm using a bigger brush. This is a size 12. And I'm going to block in the forehead. I'm using just the white and a touch of Payne's Gray. And this is my mermaid. She will have a fish over here somewhere. Just sort of scumbling this in because I want it to be kind of smooth. All right, a little bit. Okay. A little bit of Payne's Gray in there. And I'm going to put it down here. All right. And put some light on the end of the nose. That's always your shiny spot right there. Okay. A little bit more white here. And here. Okay. And I'm going to get those eyebrows in too. All right, I have done a close-up here so you can see what I'm doing with the eyes. I'm having to do a voiceover because when I'm painting, I get into kind of a meditative state and I don't talk a whole lot. So hopefully you won't need explanation. You will be able to see what I'm doing. Go in, and this is a finer brush. I'm using a finer brush here to outline the eyes with Payne's Gray and the pupil. I prefer to use Payne's Gray over black. It's just not quite as stark. And the brush I'm using is a flat brush. I believe it's about 1/4 inch. Okay, it's kind of odd looking right now. We're still working in the ugly stage. So here's a set of eyes that I did a while ago, and I really like how they turned out. So I will do my best to make these similar. Now here's a very fine brush, and I'm outlining the iris. I'm outlining the nose, the nostrils, just a very fine line. Yeah, this canvas is a bit rough for me. So I'm just trying to work with it here. Using that very fine brush again, outlining the nose. So let's work on the lips a little bit here. I'm going to use some bright red. Apparently that was a bit too bright. So I've added a little bit of white to it. Not much at this point. I still have trouble with lips, it seems. They drive me crazy. Yeah, this was roughed in and it's not finished by any means. We still have highlights to go and more layers of reds. So just a reminder, I am announcing the winner of the last big video I had. And I requested everybody to send in a name suggestion. And the winner is Lisa Ogden. And she named my piece Piper. And I really like that name. So congrats, Lisa. And send me a DM and let me know where to send the print to. So the same goes for this one too. So give me a name for my mermaid, and the name I pick, I will send you an 8x10 print, signed print of the piece. And I really appreciate everybody sending in all those names. It was really fun to read them. Okay, so here I'm adding some pale blue to the eyes. The blue I'm using, it looks like a cerulean blend with turquoise in it. And I'm using that 1/4-inch flat brush again. I painted this up on the easel, and I don't usually do them on an easel. I usually do them on the flat. And so I'm trying really hard to stay out of the camera view here. It's not easy. So I'm using the longer brushes, as you can see. I'm always amazed at artists that are able to hold their brushes further out on the ends and do these paintings. My hand is just not that steady. Yeah, this brush has got really thin hairs on it. I've had the brush for, gosh, 35 years. So here I'm using my size 12 round brush, and I'm adding dabs of color, skin tone. And I mixed up my own skin tone for this one using raw sienna, a bit of white, and a bit of burnt umber. And I came up with this color. So I'm just sort of dabbing it on in painterly strokes as opposed to like smoothing it. Oh, I also used titanium buff in this mixture. Now I've got a smaller brush here for doing the tighter areas. More white over top of the lips. Don't be afraid to stick your hands in there and rub it around. I find that I get a
nice smooth painting if I use my fingers, kind of pushing the paint around. All right, I just messed up the underneath the nose, the lip dip. So we'll come back to that. Yeah, this area right in there, I had a little bit of trouble with that. But it does all work out in the end. I'm adding a little bit of a pinkish area up here. Put some highlights under the eyes. Almost straight white. I have a very thin layer of paint I put on the left side of the painting there under the eye. It doesn't look quite the way it's supposed to, but we will get there. I'm kind of reshaping that side. I'm still learning how to do these 3/4 faces, as you can see. But you know what? We learn by practicing and trying a new challenge to stretch ourselves. Okay, I'm adding some highlights to the left eye, which is pretty much straight white. It's starting to look like a face. I'm adding a kind of a watered down pink inside the eye there. It's very faint pink. You can barely see it. It looks more white than pink, but your whites of your eyes are not pure white. So, I mean, if you look at any of the masters, they're grayed down, and yeah, they're not white. But this is the beauty of acrylics. You can just keep layering and leaving bits of the underneath color poking through. I think she's coming along really well, actually, especially in the amount of time that we've worked on this. So I've gone in and pretty much whited the eye, and that will allow me to start laying down very pale grays and a little bit of pink in the corners. Now here I'm just starting to add a pale pink to the hair, my first layers of the hair. They're very random. I always wanted to do a girl with pink hair or red hair. I'm just using a bit of the leftovers that's on my brush, and I'm scumbling it. It's almost a dry brush technique. Now I have my reference picture in my hand, and what it is I like to go into AI and I tell it the type of painting I'd like to make and suggest a design, and I came up with this one, my mermaids, and you can see her there. Of course, my painting doesn't look anything like her, but it's a great picture to kind of go by, a reference. It's a good reference photo, and it gave me some pretty good ideas. The AI version is based on watercolor, and so it makes doing it in acrylics is completely different to watercolor techniques. I have a very dry brush here, and I'm going to just soften the edges, paint around the eye while it's still wet. Adding a little shading to the left side. Now I'm going to start working on the hair a bit more, and I'm using the red I used for the lips, but I added a little burnt umber to it, I think. She's underwater, so I have her hair sort of floating up into the air, well, into the water. I've been wanting to do a pink or red-haired girl for quite a while, so this gave me the opportunity. So I'm adding some magenta now. It's neon magenta. So I'm adding a little bit of the pink to the cheeks again. Rub it in with my finger. I'm using the size 12 brush.
Can it just be us tonight? Under the night sky, gonna make my skin rise. Can it just be us tonight? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic?
So I'm working on the eyebrows a little bit, adding some highlights, rubbing them in again with my finger, my favorite tool. Okay, I'm still bothered by my upper lip here in this area just below the nose. So I'm kind of working on that a little bit. I just keep going back in and tweaking things a little bit. So I'm putting a tiny bit of pink in the tear ducts. And then clean it up a little bit with a dry brush. Remember, your eye whites are not white. So I'm going to the Payne's Gray. And let's get those eyebrows done. They need help. I shot this on an easel, so that's why it is a vertical type of framing here. And I'm outlining the eyes again for the umpteenth time. So now we're working a bit on the hair. And I'm adding a color with a bit of orange in it. I think it was the organic orange. I'm just kind of doing dabs here and there. And if the color is a bit too bright, just leave it, and then you'll go over it again with the next layer, which creates depth. Now it's time to start working on her skin below the neckline. Well, just under the chin, actually. And since she's a mermaid, she's going to be in greens and hints of blues. I'm using my liquid acrylics and dropping them on. See what kind of effects we can create. So we're going to add some blue now. Looks like turquoise blue. So to do her skin, I just layered different greens and blues and drips, did some drips. Add a little water to my brush. Looks like Payne's Gray right there, just under the neck for the shadow. Yeah, and don't be afraid to just dab off if it bothers you. You know, if you're doing something, it's too drippy, just grab your paper towels and dab it a little bit. There are no rules in art. Remember that? It's all creativity, and there's nothing that you can do that is wrong. Unless, of course, you're making mud. That could be a little problematic. But with acrylics, you just go right over top of it. All right, I just added some acrylic liquid yellow, kind of smooshing that around. Sorry about my canvas being a little bouncy there. I'm putting some Payne's Gray on the back side to darken it up a little bit.
You said I would never see you again. Maybe I would hold you then a little bit longer. I tried to memorize what you've told me, everything that you've shown me, making me stronger. Your eyes on my mind. I have tried to let you go, and I fight against the tide for the chance to hold you close. That's no way to live. Wishing you would come back, knowing you never will. I give all that I have to give. Feel you one last time. I know that I should let you go. Your eyes on my mind. I have tried to let you go, and I fight against the tide for the chance to hold you Can it just be us tonight? Under the night sky, gonna make my skin rise. Can it just be us tonight? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you
So we're working back on the face again. Darken up the eyebrows with a fine brush. Adding some Payne's gray. And I'm rubbing it around the eyes, giving her some depth to her eyelids. For us girls, it's just like putting on eyeshadow. All right, I'm outlining the eyes again, the eyelids. Just putting a little smidge of Payne's gray on there, just to give her that shadow, because you have a shadow underneath your upper eyelashes and under your lower eyelashes. So keep that in mind. It creates more depth. And then I'm going back in and adding more highlights. I feel like her face is starting to shape up a little better. The more you do these, the better you get and the faster you get too. This one is taking me a lot less time than ones in the past have taken me. And the same would happen to you too. So I just add a little bit more color to her irises, and you can see it's just given it a little bit more depth. Back to the hair. Some of that floaty hair happening. She definitely has a wild hairdo. Keep layering on squiggles. Make them sort of go up into the air. Well, not air, up into the water. So sort of like they're floating. Looks like Mrs. Frankenstein's hairdo at this point. Drawing some little tendrils there with my fine brush. And you can do more of this with Posca pens after the fact. A Posca pen is an acrylic pen, and it works great. You can really get those fine bits of hair that you want to have dangling down. And I do that after I get done with the painting. Change brushes. Adding some more darks in there. You can see how much layering goes on. It really adds to the finished effect. I'm putting some more highlights on her face. Now we're doing the water. And you can see the underpainting that's above her head there. It was like a rainbow smear I did on the canvas. It was just, it was very muted. So it was perfect for this painting because I was able to go over it very easily. It's handy around, having canvases laying around that you start and then you don't do anything with it and they sit there for a long time. And then you finally find that perfect use for the canvas. And this particular one is a wrapped canvas. It looks like it's a 24 by 20. It's a good size. So I'm just layering in greens and blues using my big brush, my size 12, just kind of at random. So it kind of gives it that feel of water. And a little bit of white. Just a reminder, if you're loving my painting, it is for sale and it will be on my website. And also I will have prints of it available. And don't forget to put a name, suggest a name for me. And the winner will get a free print. So I love it when you guys give me names for my girls. And then the winner will be announced next month in the next portrait that I do. So stay tuned to my portraits to find out if you won or not. Okay, I've moved the canvas and the video, and you can see how much I did for her back, and you can see her front a little bit. Greens, there's some pink in there, some yellow. And now I'm working on the background with white, like an off-white actually. And I'm just kind of stumbling it around. So it's not completely covering the blue. And I had thought of doing a fish in this white area, but I sent a picture to my sister and she says, no, don't do the fish. So we won't be doing a fish, guys. Not unless you think I should do a fish. We could take a vote on this. So I just covered up some of the little tendrils I had drawn with the paintbrush. But you can always add them back with a Posca pen later. Looks like a lot of white went down right now. It does change. Oh dear, I just smeared my eye with the white, but you know, you can correct it pretty easily. So we're getting close to the end here, and I'm just adding some highlights. So at this point, we're just at the point where we start just fine tuning and correcting. And I will get around to doing that background also. So adding some highlights. Okay. Just adding some highlights around the face. Little shadow just underneath the mouth, probably with a bit of Payne's gray.
You said I would never see you again. Maybe I would hold you then a little bit longer. I tried to memorize what you've told me, everything that you've shown me, making me stronger. Your eyes on my mind. I have tried to let you go, and I fight against the tide for the chance to hold you close. That's no way to live. Wishing you would come back, knowing you never will. I give all that I have to give. Feel you one last time. I know that I should let you go. Your eyes on my mind. I have tried to let you go, and I fight against the tide for the chance to hold you
Adding some yellows, some buttery yellows to the back. I'm trying to create a watercolor effect on her back. Highlights to the lips, and smudging it in a little bit with my finger. Highlights here and there as well. At this point in the painting, I'm kind of all over the place. Wherever I feel that it needs a highlight, I'm there. So now I'm drawing the white lines around the where the sunlight's coming in above her, because she is supposed to be underwater. Now I'm taking some turquoise acrylic inks and dropping them in, hitting them with a spray bottle of water and just letting them drip. This thing, it just dripped all over my new easel. So I was trying to catch the drips at the bottom of the canvas, which of course you can't see. It was a mess. Anyways, it was fun. I was like creating drips. You can get some really interesting effects. I like the drips a lot. Yeah, these look great. So I put some more in other spots and just kind of let it flow. And if you don't like it, just mop it up a little bit and soften it. You can also go in with a mop brush if you really want to soften it down and make it more even. But I kind of like the bits of white and dark. So here I've got my mop brush, which is got a little bit of blue on it by the looks of it. And I'm just kind of doing soft strokes in the background. We're almost to the end. So just a reminder, I do have a whole bunch of other portrait paintings up. And as a reminder, of course, I don't do realism, I do funism. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and let me know in the comments if it's helped you, because that's what I love to do, is to show people that you can do this. I've only been doing portraits since 2020, and you can see in one of my other videos, I do a flip through showing how far I have come. So if I can do it, you can do it, guys. Absolutely. So here I'm just adding some highlights here and there, just kind of putting little tweaks in. Add a little bit more hair. I love the color of her hair, by the way. This is got to be one of my favorite paintings. She was really fun. Lots of experimentation going on. And I will put a picture at the end because I go in with a Posca pen when I took the painting home. I always like to live with it for a little bit. And I took a Posca pen and put all kinds of stripes in the hair. And at the end, there will be a final photograph. And you'll see what I did. I'll do a close-up of it. And it's easy to do. Here she is with the fish outlined on the canvas. And you can see the stripes in her hair that I did with a white Posca pen. And here's a close-up. I did a little fine tuning on her ear also with the Posca pen, as you can see. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate your help. And I look forward to making more videos. So thanks again, and don't forget to hit that bell so you'll be notified next time I put up a video. Go out there and paint a face. Have fun with it, and don't take yourself too serious.